off with a bang. Our project today is going to be a Popsicle Ferris wheel that actually works. So we're going to do a little bit of STEM kind of things these next go round. So as you can see, you're going to need some popsicle sticks. You're going to need a skewer. This is what I had available to me and it works really good. And then you're going to need to get just a piece of random cardboard, like a flap from a box, and you're going to cut out 2 circles. And that's going to be our centerpiece. And you need something to poke a hole. Let's see, scissors obviously to cut out your thing. This is kind of the pack that we have of skewers, just so you know what you're looking for in the store. I'm sure they have less than that too. So let's get started. I'm going to show you how to make each of the pieces, and probably not going to just put it all together. I'm going to let you do that, but I'm going to put together the Ferris wheel, the side, and a bottom so you can see it. All right, so we already have our circles, and you do want them kind of to be the same. You're gonna poke at the same time so that you get the middle or whatever piece about the same. And you just stick it straight through it. Now, if this tends to be off for you later, you will still have a chance to correct that too. I think you could probably see on mine is not exactly perfect. So it doesn't have to be perfect to still work. Alright. So there we have it. Now I'm going to go ahead and stick my skewer at least through one of them at one at a time and make it, yeah, so that it can move through. I'm going to go ahead and do the other one. There you go. Now I'm going to put them together and make sure. There we go. See, I'm still a little off, but there you go. You can move it to where it's better. All right, so we're going to take that off, put one aside. I'm going to be using hot glue today because it goes a little quicker. You can do this with school glue. It will take you a little longer. The other thing you can do if you want your Ferris wheel to be multicolored, you can either paint your sticks if you only have the wooden ones, the plain wooden ones, or you can use marker, I believe, and color them that way. I already had some colored sticks, so I'm going to do multicolored. So each, this is going to take 6 spokes, so I want a multicolored one again. Actually, you know, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just choose 3 colors this time and go with that. Since I already did the multicolored one. Okay, so there's our 6, and here's what you're gonna do. First, take your circle and kind of do your layout. I'm gonna do them kind of opposite each other so that you can get a feel for how it should look. So what you want ideally is for your spokes to be centered around where you poke the hole and kind of all touching each other. That's the first thing. And so you kind of want to check and make sure your triangles are about the same, and you can see that some of mine are not, so I'm going to go with a little more in and spread a little out. And again, I didn't do that perfectly on there. I think the better you get that, I don't know, it's just, I think it will be easier to put on your bottoms too. So this time, it's my second go, and we'll see how I do it. All right, so that's kind of how I want to place it. So I'm going to go ahead, oops, and I would say glue one at a time. Definitely do that. Okay, well, I just moved it. Anyways. So, I'm going to go with my orange. And if you go quickly enough, you will have kind of the time that you can still move them around. So, you can see I'm kind of going at a little bit of an angle too. Now I'm going to place them again and get my bearings back. And you can leave some at the bottom that sticks out of a bit of your popsicle stick. I'm just going to do red, and that's okay to do. You can see how I'm just laying them in. So there we go. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull it down just like that. See what I mean by leaving a little sticking out? It's okay to do that. You'll see on the one that's finished like that. Leave this little bit sticking out. So as you can see, the back is not terribly pretty, so don't worry about that. And there we have it. Pull all the glues off. So there's your active Ferris wheel. So then I'm going to go ahead and stick it through. And there we have it. You're kind of going to want to center it on there. Yeah, there's that. So that part is done. So now I'm going to show you the base. I'm going to use just the plain ones for that. So we're going to have to do some overlapping. You can see, let me take this off here. It's going to take 4-5 popsicles for each side. I'm going to show you the construction of that. Okay. So about the middle of the popsicle is where we're going to put the glue, and we're going to put the glue down. And here's what I will say, just as long as you, do the same thing you did to one side, you're good. And here's how we're going to make sure of that. We are going to lay our second go on top and make sure it is the same. That way. That was a little rough to get a new one. So there we have it. And it's built in there. You can see exactly where you need to do it. So, yep, just make it the same, because obviously you want your Ferris wheel to have equal side, or the same side, or same length on each side. So there we have it. We have our two. And then put it like this, and again, whatever you do to this side, you're going to want to do to the second side. I may go ahead and just show you that. You're making the little divot for it to hold the stick. There you go. There you go. So we'll go ahead. this on top so we for sure get the same size. There. We'll do our second one. Put our glue. Make sure it's the same. Yep. There we have it. So now I'm going to put this up against here. Make sure we have the same going on. Okay. And again, this one you can afford to be a little bit off, but just a little bit. Okay, so. So you have your two sides. And so then turn those over and you're going to put on your bottoms, and this makes the fifth one for each one. And this, what we're doing with this stand is we're adding stability just so that it stands up and is able to allow it to turn without being terribly wobbly. That's what we're doing. Let's put it on here and make sure we're good. Yeah, there we are. So those are your two sides. So the next thing you're going to do is decide about how far apart you want it, and that. You don't want it to be longer than a popsicle stick because we're also going to add stabilizers in there. So you want the popsicle stick to be able to lay on top. And you can see that's not even perfectly done. So here's what I'm going to do. See that? Oh, let's beat up a little bit. So just kind of want it to be in there. And if you're using hot glue, you're gonna wanna let it stand for a minute, because if you don't, it will just fall apart. I did that when I was doing it too. It fell apart on me a couple times. So you just kind of have to stand with it for a minute. See? That side is good. This side is not going to cooperate until I put more glue on it, I think. So we're going to do that. Put a little more glue. For a little bit. And don't worry if it tries to tip over. We're going to put another side, so it'll be fine. Go ahead and put the glue in there and shove it under. That'll probably help us stay. That's okay. We'll get it. Now this side is great, but this side decided to put that on us. Okay, I already have a marker, so put it, and then you go slide it right under. We're going to do the same thing with this one. There you go. When you get to where you have the two sides on, it's better. All right, and I'm just going to hold it for a minute. Yeah, there we go. Push it too much. So then for stabilizers, we're going to put across two. Pitch that glue quickly. It does not like it. And this will help things stay standing. Around, glue on this side. So there is our stabilized bottom. Let's see. Kind of, I don't want to put him in just yet because he's not terribly stable yet. So once you do that, then you can come back and put your other circle on now. Do this, put a little glue, and then put this through. And you can just kind of turn it to where you think it's the most even. And there you have it. That is your actual Ferris wheel. Let's see if it works. This part will work. Now, so then you want to set them in with this little holder. And you want to put it in the middle, obviously. That's where it's going to spin the best. So let's give them a whirl. So you can see that I made it too short. Now the thing I can do to fix this is one of them pokes out. I can cut this, but go as high as you possibly can, and if you need to cut off some, you can cut them off. So that might be a thing you run into. No worries when you do that. And let's see what happens. It's probably going to need to be, yeah, it'll have, all of them will have to be cut off. Sorry. Yeah. Oh, no, that actually works better now. But, again, this is a STEAM project, which means part of it is experimental, and you're trying to see what works. All right? So do not get discouraged. In fact, I'm going to encourage you to embellish it after you have one that works. I had a little bling just laying around. So I did put on some bling on mine, and you can see that it turns really well and it catches the light. So this one now works too. There you go. So guys, have fun with this STEAM project and make a really cool popsicle Ferris wheel. See you guys at the library.